Alright, hello everyone. We are back for another set of guides here. This is going to cover basically a little bit more advanced guides for the Master Division. I do have to borrow a friend's account. My other Master account is relegated to Expert 3, unfortunately. Just, did not keep up with it, so I'm going to just be borrowing this for today, just forfeiting out. But this is going to provide you guys with a little bit more advanced guides here. We're going to be putting together, more strategic balls, and, this is also my second look. So I actually kind of have a good idea of what I want to do on these holes now. Of course, we're going to still have problems here with Golf Clash. Let's see if I can't force the game to load. There it goes. Wondering why this guy brought QB10 here. Just doesn't have the range that you're going to want. Interesting. I think what would be ideal here is definitely doing this with some curl, getting some momentum. Looks like it is going to sneak into the fairway, but probably going to be at long iron range from way back there. What I'd like to do is maybe just kind of create just a little bit of curl and try to get it down here as far as possible. So what I'm thinking about is landing kind of over here towards the left-hand side a bit. I expect it's going to land down here somewhere. So hopefully my perfect ball timing is somewhat good. And I'm thinking curl-wise about there. If you want to see what it looks like, there's 100. Maybe this is 60-ish right here or so, set 65. Looks like I did catch a perfect ball. Hopefully this is in the neighborhood of somewhere close to the correct amount of curl. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. If you can get this down towards min club a little bit, it's going to make it a lot easier to make. So, in my opinion, Epoch 7 has a good advantage. If they can get it up to that min line, this is going to be potentially dunkable, which really favors guys that can get up there to min club. It makes it a lot easier to make the pitch on one. You could see with what I did on my first attempt, it's still going to be gettable, but what were we, somewhere in the neighborhood of plus 35%. I do expect it to be less when you get up more towards min club, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe min club is probably going to play maybe like 15%, mid club maybe about plus 25, and it's because we're playing wind effect. We're not playing any type of natural elevation. So that's what you'll have to be keeping in mind. Now this account does have Falcon, and we are kind of right at the min line here. I feel comfortable enough to dunk this, but I don't know. I think this is 90 accuracy, 2.2 per ring maybe, be my guess. Almost 4 rings here. I don't usually play with this club whatsoever, but I feel this is the most makeable, and it looks like just a little bit too much of an overplay. I did almost 4 rings there, but you can see that, for instance, Great Ball Right was probably dead center. It really gives you a very good chance, and I do want you to be kind of thinking about that dunk. I'm going to go out here. We're going to kind of size this up real quick. I just do want to find out, you know, what the accuracy is on this. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 90. And that's probably, you know, I was probably a little bit too heavy with my ring adjustment. But since I wasn't at min club, I was trying to, you know, account for that. Since I'm not pushing min, I tried to go just a little bit more wind, and it was too much. Not to mention that's probably my first ever dunk attempt with Falcon 7. So, you know, there's good reason as to why, you know, that didn't go exactly as planned. You know, Falcon, Hornet, they're going to have a very good percentage chance that I'll be able to put it in. Of course, this game can't work properly at all. So you'll see that we're just... Oh, really? It's not responding, really. It seemed fine to me. I'm very surprised. Looked like everything was perfect on my end. So let's just take a look at this real quick. Oh, wow. I was way off on the accuracy. So it's 1.5 per ring. It's going to play very close to claw, which I used to dunk a lot with. You know, that's another thing that you can use. Claw 10 would have the same accuracy as here. So that's why I was basically off by essentially probably about a ring. So it was probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 per ring. I needed to go 2.5 rings. I was basically a ring off. I was a ring too much because you could see I was maybe 3.7 rings with my adjustment. I would imagine 2.7 would have been okay because I'm not at min. So it would have definitely caught the hole. Alternatively, I probably could have great balled it to the right, and it would have probably also been good. So, you know, keep that in mind. Whatever you want to use really doesn't matter. I would try to stick to something with a little bit more accuracy. It may sneak in the cup. You know, for example, as long as there's enough backspin with this Hornet, you may be able to sneak in a great ball into the edge of the cup when you're this accurate. But when you're a little bit down, a little bit farther, it does make it just a tiny bit less. But as I mentioned, you know, kind of at 3 per ring, it's still, you're going to see that the rings are, you know, one cup is essentially the size of a ring at min club. It makes that dunk very, very makeable. I just basically, you know, overestimated that, but it's only Monday. It's not really anything that's a big deal. And as I mentioned, you know, first ever attempt with the Falcon. I couldn't recall its accuracy off the top of my head. I knew it was up there. Once you get to a 7, I just couldn't remember where. And I just kind of overestimated a little bit. But, you know, as I mentioned, you know, headed in towards the weekend and opening rounds, that's the shot that I would be, you know, trying to hone in on and, you know, go for if it was me. So good luck with your rounds, guys, and I'll catch you guys on hole 2 coming up.